Hello. Hi there.
Hi, how are you? How are you?
I
So
am
everybody,
good.
I'm doing a special show at my new place, my new apartment, and I have a special guest. Her name is Minnie Manishka. She is a past life regression healer. She does multiple things. She's very talented. She was one of my main human beings that I go to for spiritual advice. um when you have that best friend that you really need, and she doesn't BS you, and she tells it like it is. This is that woman. And so I wanted her to be on my show today because I need her, and I need you guys to figure out your life. We want to send you to your most organic timeline, your most organic path, and we both do this for you. And hopefully you'll get to sit down, check out all her services, and make sure that if you have any questions or anything, you can email me or her, and we'll give you the information and the credits. And let's take it away. Let's start talking to Minishka here. Hey, how are you?
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, love. And yes, thank you everyone for joining in. My name is Minakshi. You do see an angelic alchemy next to it. Basically, how that came about was I was trying to create a Facebook profile, but I did not want to use my full name because I wanted my profile to be based only for my work. I actually don't share much personal life there. It's all about my work and everything that comes across, all messages there. So that's why I go by that beautiful name. It just automatically typed through as I was looking for one. My work, the modality that I practice is called Angelic Alchemy Holistic Healings. This is again a name that was downloaded to me by my beautiful guides when I was looking for a name to put to my work, my potential, and my services that I was going to be in to help others find their soul path and heal themselves, just as I found mine and healed myself. So that's what this is all about. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and joining us. Lots of love to you all. Thank you. And Damaris, I'm so grateful for you. You are
Um,
one of the most beautiful, honest, cut to the chase and straight. You hear it and you get it as it is from Damaris, and that's something that I've really admired about you because that is something that was a challenge for me. I had to work my way through for that all my life, basically, because I had to hide myself and my reality from people around me because I always felt I was different. So a lot of times I had to try to, fit in to society, to, into various groups and not be the odd one out. As you know, a lot of times in the spiritual world, we talk about how we're always the odd one out in a spiritual setting outside of, this world that we live in. So being authentic, my authentic self, really coming out and showing people who I truly am is something I had to really work my way through. So if this is something that any one of you are struggling with, I hope this interview today, this meeting today, helps you all find that path and find that light. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. So yeah, we both have that same background where we were the odd one out, and we just stuck out like a sore thumb. And I guess when people feel this way, it's because maybe they don't know it, but they may have end up serving a purpose.
Right.
And it's because you have something that is so different and so odd and so strange about you. And some people can relate, some people can't, but you are usually the leader, and the majority of them are the followers. And we set our life by an example. And so that example is what we are today. And this is very meaningful because a lot of the people that, like my clientele, when I do massage, these girls are pretty much lost. They're fed up. They don't know what to do anymore, especially with the pain in their shoulder. And it has a lot to do with the heart chakra. And so we're going to deal with the issues that you do, and we're going to go through each one of your services one by one so that you can explain it. And with if for one, for instance, one of them, if I ask you a question, if that's okay, so that way you can do an example of your majestical service, then I'll be more than happy to do it. So let's go first to the angelic alchemy, hypnosis, quantum. Okay.
Mhm,
Go ahead and explain that. And that
mhm.
way, we'll take it from there. Just explain it first.
Okay, thank you. So basically, angelic alchemy, hypnosis, quantum regression is a past life regression session in which you actually get to visit. And it's not just past life. That's why I didn't want to call it past life, because over the years that I've been, serving in this field, I realized that when you go into a session like this, you can actually be accessing your past lives, parallel lives, future timelines, as well as you could just get connected with your galactic self, your galactic family, and see lives in other planets and constellations that you've existed in, right?
Yeah.
So basically, in this type of session, this is for anyone. Anyone can go through this. I would not advise children to go through this. Basically, so you need to be a young adult onwards. And this session is for anyone that is looking for their soul's purpose, why they're here, if they have any strange experiences happening in their lives, health issues, if you feel energetic attacks, you feel that you're trying your best in your life, but you don't seem to move forward, anything related to that. And why is this happening to me? Why am I not being able to move forward? So in this session, what happens is it's a pretty long session. It's a long day. We spend about 4.5 to 5 hours minimum, where we meet you, have a beautiful meeting in the morning. We start discussing what your life path has been like, anything that you're comfortable sharing. Then we go through the whole process of, the healing services, which includes basically a Reiki. So we do a Reiki healing prior to the hypnosis, which is something that is the first certification that I got when I woke up was Usui Reiki. And then, I've been using my gifts because when I was certified for Usui Reiki, I realize, and many of you will see that, and you would have probably already sensed it, that when you connect with people's energies, you pick up a lot of information about them. Sometimes you've not asked for it, but you just pick it up because you may be an intuitive empath. So basically, we go in, we do a whole sound bath, and then we follow it up with a beautiful Reiki session that aligns you for your most beautiful organic path. And I work with the angels. That's why it is called angelic healing. So I basically work with all of the beautiful archangels of our universe, Divine Mother, Divine Father of creation, Source, as well as ascended masters, Jesus, Yeshua, Mother Mary, the Indian gods and goddesses. They're all a part of my session and the healings. And whoever is needed the most in the session, they just automatically on their own organically step forth. And sometimes I see it, sometimes my clients see it. I'm doing a healing session, they just open their eyes. They're like, oh, I see Shiva's here. Oh, I see Michael's here. Oh, I see a beautiful Divine Mother angel just came through and she has these big wings. And so during the Reiki sessions, they're already going in and tapping into through with their third eye everything that they can see beyond the veil. So once we finish with that, we take you through a guided meditation, which is like an induction into um, a state of being. It is basically in between like a sleepy brainwave, or you can go really deep. Some people just sleep through it, so they go really deep like you're sleeping, and then it seems like a dream when you wake up basically from it. And then we take you through a session, like through a past life experience or wherever your guides take you. We ask questions about it. We do energy healing. So then we do a deep, deep body scan, which is something that we've been doing since Usui Reiki. Although when I was certified for Usui Reiki, there were a lot of rules that I was told not to flout. They were like, oh, you cannot tell them they have entities, you can't say this and that. But I couldn't help myself because I was sensing and feeling entities in people. The very first client that I met in 2018, the first session that I did while practicing Usui Reiki when I was getting trained, her own mother's soul was lodged in her heart.
Oh
And
my,
I didn't know that. And I was talking and I said, oh, I just feel like a mother energy. And she started crying. She said, yes, my mother's with me. I always feel her. And I gave her some messages about how her mother was. I even told her she was 94 pounds when she passed away. And she was very weak. And she said that's exactly what her weight was. And then that day we helped her.
oh,
I
wow.
did it intuitively because my teacher wouldn't allow, intuitively helped her cross over with the angels, basically. So then I realized that you cannot have anything restrict your gifts.
Right.
Because there is no such thing as modality, as the angels taught me, and as they've been saying, they said, you are the modality. Your energy is the modality. You
Mhm.
don't need any stamps and certifications. The energy just flows through you. So all you need to do is basically clear your own channel and allow the chi energy, the source energy, which is available for everyone, to just flow through you from a pure heart. And so that's how we do the body scan, and you won't believe, Damaris, and you've seen it yourself. I've had people who've had sessions before who are fully awake. I've had people who are doctors, dentists, psychiatrists, psychologists. So the reason I'm naming this, because they're more left brain, they're more like into the system, they have a method to everything, they're scientific. So for them, this side of the world is a little bit different and it's shaky. They don't believe in it in at first, but I've had them come in and they said, oh, I see a shadow, I see this huge shadow, and we have terms that we've recognized for those shadows. So I don't impose those terms saying, oh, is it like a reptilian or is it an alien? I don't want to scare them off. And I was like, okay, let's see, can this shadow talk? And they're like, no, it's just like,
Yeah.
it just seems artificial. I was like, whoa, like a psychologist knew the difference between us, something artificial and something that has life consciousness in it, which means and goes to show that everyone is awake. They're all aware of, the energy, right? Energy speaks for itself. So you're very easily able to body scan. And I also love helping my clients body scan because as an intuitive empath, and this is something that many of you carry within your souls, is that we sense and feel people's energies as if they're connected to us, as if it's happening in our body. Okay, so that if you're feeling that, it means you're an intuitive empath. So if someone has something going on in their brain and sorry, excuse me, they get a lot of headaches, so while talking to them, you will feel that strain in that part of your head. So for
Yes.
me, when I'm working with someone, I'll get aches and pains that are not mine. And then as soon as I bring it up, saying, angel or whichever being is helping in scanning, what do you see in the stomach? And, the client will be like, yes, I've been feeling it too. And there you go. We found something, we removed it, and I stop feeling it, and the person stops feeling it too, basically. They stop feeling it, and then I stop feeling it. So that means if you feel it as well, that means you're an intuitive empath. So basically, we do a deep scan to remove any and all forms of blockages. Sometimes there are contracts, sometimes there are vows that you've taken in a previous lifetime that is not serving you anymore. Sometimes there are karmic bonds that you are done paying. And those people are still attached to you from a previous lifetime. They don't need to be. So those
Exactly.
need to be cut off, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Sometimes there are these demonic energies, dark energies, dark beings just looming around for your light because you're so beautiful and your light is shining. So we make sure that we lovingly take those entities, those energies, basically back to source. And we
Mhm.
make sure that they go to source and they're not just left looming around. Because if you go to a religious practitioner, they say we're going to banish them and stuff like that. But we don't know where those entities are going if you're banishing them, because they don't need to be banished. They need to remember the love that they are and that they're still connected to source. So that's what we do. And then remove all of that, heal all of that, and then you can bring forth questions that you have for yourself. We can go through those questions because you yourself are going to be in a deep state where your ego mind is not going to so much interfere. Because usually when you're just talking to yourself and you ask your guide, so what's going to happen with this project, and your ego mind starts coming in between, sometimes you start creating that doubt, and we step in our own way,
Mhm.
for most cases. So when you're in a state like this, your ego mind is really rested. And if it is not, if it keeps coming, then I would help you work around that. Your guides will help you, rest that, put it on the side, and your answers that you need to hear, that are truthful answers, will come through, and you will see, get the guidance that you've been looking for. So that's what we do, and people have felt a lot of difference over time. Some of the symptoms vanish right away. Some of the
Mhm.
symptoms take a little bit longer. However, I do have to specify that I'm not doing this healing for you. The guides are removing things, yes. However, this healing is being done by you. So it is the clients that are really going deep within and saying, yes, this I'm ready to release, this I'm not ready to release. So it's something that you do. The more you surrender, the more you believe, the more you're able to basically make the most of the healing. So
Yeah.
that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
for instance, like we're the conduit, and
correct.
we're just assisting you. We're like there, like electricity. We're just there to pull,
Yes,
like direct you and guide you. But you made the ultimate decision because you're
correct,
having of this.
correct.
Now, I know, remember from our past life, like what you've done for me,
Yeah.
And my example is, for instance, I had issues with my son,
Yeah.
and it broke my heart. And so you helped heal that. And some people may end up saying, so, okay, so if we're going through that and we went through this lifetime or this past timeline, what do I do with the healing? And I say to them, well, we already started it by doing this session. That's number one. Number two, well, no, that's number two. Number one, you decided. Number two, we're doing it. Number three, now you have to take action. It's like knowledge and wisdom. You have to combine them, make the action, and you have to stick to what we tell you. So if we have an after formula
Yeah.
and we say to you, please eat less meat, or
Mhm.
please I do Kangen water, and I drink that Kangen water because it's alka the alkaline level is high, it's 9.5 or higher. And or your diet has a lot to do with it, because
Yes.
you could be innocently eating,
Yes.
in October you got Halloween candy, and those sweets, like 2 months later or whatever, you're still eating them, and that can cause something to lodge into your auric field,
Yes.
and then you get screwed up all over again almost.
Yes.
And so I always suggest that you, like massage, I come at least once a month,
Yeah.
because you're doing something repetitive, or you're making a bad habit that, like you're always thinking, oh, I'm never, stop saying that, or start saying, you know what, I can do this, as opposed to, oh, I don't think I can do it. And I'm like, you know what, you just invited that leech to
Right.
come in and suck your blood,
Right.
and that's not cool. But my example was my son. We did that session, and now me and my son are talking.
It's so beautiful.
I know, we're texting almost every day. I'm going to go to Texas and be
Yes.
with him. And you told me this, and you were right. 3 months from now, so in mid-May, I will
Wow.
be out,
Wow.
just like you told me. And it's amazing because people don't get it, but like I said, number one is you taking that step. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
And number two, you found the right person, which is me and you, do these things. But you
Finding the
have been
right.
doing this for almost 7 years, correct?
That's right. I started in 2018. That's right.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's why I come to you, because
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
you have very little ego, you're very down to earth, and a lot of my friends are the same way.
Yeah.
And you're very gifted, and I know that me and you are. It's not just you, it's me,
Yeah.
and hopefully helping to others to tap into their gifts as well,
Right.
because especially with discernment. Now we're
With
gonna go.
discernment. Hmm.
Exactly. We're gonna go to another session that you do, and this is the one that me and you did first when I first, met you, and we it's called Angelic Alchemy Reiki Healing,
Yeah.
and I will never forget that session, because after what you told me, I was like, and now I'm writing a book about it. It's amazing, but you can go ahead and explain the Angelic Alchemy Reiki Healing.
Yes. Beautiful. So this is basically this is rooted in source energy. Again, it is a 1.5 hour session. We have a pre and a post discussion, which is the same with every energy healing. When you meet a healer, they're going to talk to you before and after. And then again, we do a deep sound bath, and then I go in clearing the energies. With the angels, basically, with your higher self. Your higher self is an integral part of all your sessions, and your higher self knows basically what needs to go and what needs to stay. And as we're going through this session, basically, we start clearing all your energy. We start clearing your energy field, all of the chakras. And again, we're not limited to just the 7 chakras. We're doing the soul star, we're doing the earth star, we're doing your energy fields, the layers of your energy body. Um, Within the body, we mostly know the 7 chakras that we talk about: the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root. But actually, we have thousands of chakras. Chakras are basically vortices in the body of energy. It's the way energy flows into your body. So it spins, right? Now, the chakras are, and then there are major chakras, there are minor chakras. And the 7 most known ones are the ones that I just mentioned. But I realized over time as well is that there are chakras in our elbows. Last night, the angels were telling me all of the joints are chakras as well. The knees have chakras. the ankles, the elbows, the wrists have chakras. That's why people have gout and they have swellings, and basically those are
Information.
blockages, right?
Yeah, information. Yeah.
Inflammations there. And you do so many massages, and you'll notice, Damaris, that most people have problems there. They'll be like, oh yeah, it's my hand and arthritis and all of that. So,
Mhm.
your breasts would have chakras in them, and the chest area, the sacral chakra. As we learned in a recent session we did, the ovaries are chakras. Um, so we're working through all of these chakras to make sure that they're clear and they're vibrant. And if there's anything that is stalling their progress, or they're spinning, or their foundation, we clear that.
Mhm.
And I do that basically just using all of the clairs that have been activated over time. Clairs are basically your third eye, your sixth sense, which is your ability to be able to see, sense, feel, and know everything beyond the veil. So, with the help
Yes.
of the angels, you're able to see, like, if you close your eyes and you say, oh, there's something resting on the person's head, it's a blockage. Okay, what is that? And, Archangel Michael will say it's an implant. Okay, what does that look like? And it'll have a shape to it. You're able to see it, but you really need to learn to surrender and trust yourself. This is another thing I had to really work on myself. For most of my life, until I woke up, even recently, I was still working on trusting myself, because this is something that we all need to work on. The challenges in our life will always, throw doubt upon us, or put us in that cell or that area where you again doubting yourself. Am I right? Am I doing this right? Did I do anything wrong? You have
Mhm.
to really, really go within and see, clear all those doubts out, and let that beauty shine from within you, because we are all so beautiful. So we go in deep and we remove entities, AI, sometimes you see contracts. Sometimes they'll say, oh, a piece of the throat is missing for this client, which we see a lot in the spiritual community. And, why is it missing? Because, the person was, say, a healer in the 1300s and or 1400s, and she was called a witch, and she was, hung, or she was killed for her gifts because she was healing people. She brought people back to life. Okay, I had a client who was able to bring someone who was almost dying, or almost dying, back to life with the herbs that she used. She just worked all night on the person. We saw that in a session. So those are the gifts that people carry. And some of the religions were not comfortable with that, because it was taking their power away, and people were trusting nature's gifts of, herbs and oils and everything a lot. So that's why the movement happened. So then the throat chakra that was missing, you go back in that timeline and see what was happening there. And the angels communicate, and they give you the entire story of what happened. They'll even tell you things like she had a sister, brother, and this is what happened. And you're able to relate that to the client. And they're able to see it and sense it too, because it's basically what happens is, when something so deep happens in your life, it kind of gets reflected in this life. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's why the throat's been such a big problem for me. And I've all my life I've had like strep, or throat aches, or whatever it is. But now you're ready to heal it. Like you said, Damaris, the minute you decide that I'm done with this, I'm done in this with this time and space that I'm stuck in, I'm ready to heal. What's going to happen is all of those symptoms are going to get aggravated at that point, because then the angels will be like, now you're talking. Now you're talking, girl. So this is what you got. You got to heal this, you got to heal this, you got to heal this. And then you're like, I'm ready to let it go. And some things they'll tell you what it is, some things they will just remove for you, basically. So we go into details of all of that, remove all of that, and then channel in the source energy. Beautiful Usui Reiki. That I respect that healing that the what would I call it? The teachings that I got from Usui Reiki. It's like very, very old and ancient.
Mhm.
Um, Master Mikao basically
Oh.
found it while he
Mhm.
was meditating, and it's really pure. And those energies just flow through, and they fill you up with that missing energy, or that tiredness or fatigues that your muscles and tissues and cells have been feeling. You get filled up. Okay, and then that's it. We sum it up, and we let you know what actually was holding you back, and if there are any other messages that come through, because there's always homework to do. Like
Mhm.
Damaris said, food is a big one, and we have to also, I know we talk about energy healing, but energy healing is incomplete if you're not physically healing yourself as well. So, food is a very important part of this healing, because it's always mind, body, and soul. You're healing your soul, you're healing your mind, but you have to heal your body. And you can't have all of these healings and then fill yourself with processed food, junk food, food that has metal in it, toxins, chemicals, GMO. because then you're just filling, it's going against your system.
It's waste with
It's
waste.
blocking, it's blocking your system. You need to purge it out. And I'm not saying for everybody go on 100% fruit and vegetable diet, but as much as you can, incorporate fruits and vegetables, food that is grown by nature
Yeah,
organically. Also,
broccoli,
some of the vegetables were created here on Earth.
right.
We should
Like
just
I
stay
just
away
pointed
from
that out.
them, right?
Like broccoli.
And correct, like broccoli, and I think Brussels sprouts as well.
Flour.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
So,
I think
right?
so.
So you be careful of all of that. See what your ancestors ate. That is a very good clue. So now that I'm mentioning it, I love working with ancestors. I have worked with my own ancestors. They've been my greatest teachers,
Greatest allies.
right? All of last year was my ancestors like desperately trying to reach me and saying, "Hey, there's some work you need to do." And because healing your ancestors means you're healing yourself. Healing yourself means you're healing your ancestors because we're connected to them,
Right.
you know. And as you heal yourself, you can make an intention that this healing goes to all your ancestors that are ready to accept that healing, because it is highly likely that what you're going through is something that your grandmothers, grandparents also went through. And then what you do is you basically heal it and you remove it completely for future generations, and your children are free from it. So, free your children. Do this for your
Exactly.
children, right?
And also too, the timelines of past, present, and future. And
Yeah.
so it's very simple. The most simplest act you can commit is
Correct.
by saying it, by saying, I want to heal my ancestors. I want to heal myself. Even if you want to ground, don't just go outside and be next to a tree. You can be inside and say, put your feet firmly on the ground, say, I'm grounding, 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 ground. That's simple.
Simple.
Same thing with what you just said. I
Yeah.
want to heal my ancestors. I want to be used to heal my ancient ancestors. And I already started sending a white light burst of energy to them to
Yeah.
heal. And
Yeah.
it's that simple. It is
That's
not complicated. Don't make it complicated. Just make it
don't make
very
it.
simple. And the same thing with the children. Like they would say, my old ally would say, the 7 generations before and the 7 generations after, and you're in the center. You're healing that and heal that. Because I started noticing a difference with my family, and now they're smarter, happier, and we have the gifts and use the gifts. Some people don't know what the gift is, and you do, you know what it is. It's just that you're in denial. And
Right.
denial is one thing that will block you
Mhm.
and stop you from achieving.
Yes.
And I have met you, I have met other people like Hector, Frank, like all these amazing people, and they're in my circle, and I love my circle. Misty, she's also a shaman. She has an Andes medicine. She's Native American. I just found out I'm also Apache on top of that, and I'm using that medicine. Well, we can easily, I found also Lorenzo, we heal with our hands and we bring fire, whatever to it. And we're so, we just, I love life more and I love life now. You know what I mean? And I'm just looking forward to just assisting and helping. Like we both said now. Yeah. So when my client, I have a 99% female clientele. So when they come to me, new time or even old, like I got a 43% return rate. And they book as soon as they book head, neck, and shoulder, I already know. They're fed up. They can't take it no more. They're like, Damaris, it hurts. I wake up and I ask them questions. What is your diet? Do you go to the gym? Are you always hunched over like this? Let's start doing these things. I give them solutions because I can't keep it to myself. I don't want to keep it to myself. I need you to be the best that you can be. And I need you to start, if you're right-handed, wait a minute, it's my right hand. If you're right-handed, then start doing things with your left hand. Stop taxing out your right hand so much and start opening up doors, drawers, cabinets. Drink your tea and your coffee with your left hand. I don't condone coffee too much. I do like it, it's not, but I do more herbal tea. And just getting to know like a nutritionist and just the basic. Like my nutritionist told me you're diabetic, so do less starchy food. Corn is starchy, carrots are starchy. Do more leafy greens. You know what I mean? And that's it's that simple. Again, like the doctors, they're fed up with telling you go do exercise and diet. And you're like, no, I'm gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts and eat 3 donuts. You know what I mean? And okay, go ahead, but you're gonna pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
that's still
Everything is
not cheap.
energy.
Right. And if you can, just do your own donuts. Hello. I mean, that's so simple too.
You
And
can actually, you're so right about that. And that's something that I like to do for my kids as well. Your kids want to eat cake, don't deny them because let's just face it, we lived through our childhood. We ate everything that we were given. We had a lot of sugar growing up, a lot of milk, a lot of dairy. We've cleansed all of that. However, you can replace the flour with oat. You can do oats flour instead of the refined flour. You can do
almonds.
pure organic maple syrup instead of sugar, right?
Yes.
You can blend some almonds in it, so there's almond flour in it, and you can put some flax seeds. That's what I do for my kids. Chia seeds, they don't even know what they're eating sometimes. And there's pumpkin seeds, like, and they love it. And they love it. And I have their friends actually calling me and saying, "Can you make some for me?" Because all of those children that otherwise eat everything from 7-Elevens to everything, they want to eat this food because they're like, it's delicious. And so we can make this at home and let our children actually enjoy, but just make it healthier for them.
Right.
um, because food is a very important part. Purging and letting go of all the toxins that we have, it's an important part. I
Yeah.
myself have been vegetarian all my life because of my family's belief, but I turned vegan many years ago, maybe eight years back. But even after turning vegan, I'm mostly onto, I only take fruits and vegetables. And, my angels, the guides gave me a dream one night, Tamaris. And in the dream, they showed me that I was in a meeting. And, sometimes you don't think about what you're putting in your body. How's it changing your body? You don't sit and always like, let me see what it's doing to me. So they gave me a dream. In the dream, I was in a meeting. So there's this, it was a beautiful white space as a round table, and everyone was around the table. And so, how when you have like a corporate meeting, everyone orders their food or they're eating while they're talking. So I had a bowl of crystals, okay, and I was eating crystals. So I was like, "What does that mean?" When I woke up, I was like, "What does that mean?" They were like, "Because the food you're consuming now is crystalline." That's
Oh,
what we were trying to
beautiful.
tell you, that stick with it. Stick with this beautiful food that you're eating because it's turning you crystalline from inside.
Yeah.
And what you eat is what you're going to become.
Right.
So let go of that heaviness and density, and it's going to really catapult your spiritual journey, healing journey. Let's talk about spirituality later, but it's healing because people have so many challenges when it comes to health.
Right.
I've met people with autoimmune, cancer,
Okay.
arthritis,
Yeah.
some of the things that people had issues with. I had to Google them to find out what even is this, right? And then I was like, wow. And then I'll have like a surge of people coming in for just that type of healing. It's all related to, your energetics, what you've put in your body, or sometimes even past lives, because it's been happening to you for a long time. And now it's at its highest peak. And you're unable to take it because now you're meant to heal it. The angels are like, hello, girl, you got to heal this now. And you can do this. You can really do this because some of the clients that I met, Damaris, even before they reached me, when they met me, they wanted to do like a holistic healing and incorporate a Reiki and past life. And some of them did like a couple of years to go through the sessions, and then they would go off on their own. And, we would not even be in touch sometimes. They would do their own healing and then come back and tell me about everything that happened in 6 months and what they were ready to do next. People have healed cancer completely. I've had two clients that have healed it. And again, I'm not a doctor or a physician. I'm sharing stories of my clients who were on third and fourth stage cancer. Okay. One was, I think it was a full body cancer. The other one was breast cancer. They healed it completely. I think the second one that I'm talking about, she was told by the doctors she only had 6 months to live. And she said, very well, then, it means that what you're doing is not working. So I'm going to go about, this is her story, she shared it. And she said, I'm going to heal myself holistically. She changed her diet. She found nutritionists and herbal healing, sound baths. She did all of that. She also did some sessions with me. That's not the only reason. This is all her,
It's right.
100% her.
It's right.
She healed herself and she went back to the hospital because she's supposed to go back.
Mhm.
You're called back for, checkups
Follow up.
apparently,
Yeah.
right? Like a follow up. And she went back. There was no cancer. And the doctor said, we can't even tell where the cancer was. That's how clear it is. What did you do?
Mhm.
Right? And she's not the only one. The same thing happened with the breast cancer person. And She said the water in her lungs was gone in 6 months.
Right.
Right?
It's an
This is
alkaline
deep,
acidity.
everyone, like, take your health. Like, yes, sometimes you will need, the doctors, and it's totally up to you. Follow your heart, go to a physician, whatever you're called to do. But also, don't forget that there is natural healing on the side that you can also do alongside, with what you're doing, incorporate it in some way. Herbs heal you,
Mhm.
you know.
There's Tai
So,
Chi, there's Qigong
Tai
because of your
Chi,
energy.
absolutely.
Uh-huh. There's so much that there's like a 24 things you can do alone. And it's hard because you don't have the time of day or your energy's off because of what's going on today with the sun and the eclipse that's coming up and you know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the little bit that you do, like I'm still guilty of going to 7-Eleven. That's one of my crack
yeah.
stores. I call it crack. And it's like sugar,
Yeah,
the white refined sugar. And
yeah,
we all know that's no good for you, but
no,
sugar is everywhere. Sugar is
yeah,
even in milk,
correct,
cocoa shells.
correct.
So make your own.
Yeah,
And you have to be aware of, again, GMO corn
yeah,
because, that affects your body. All
yeah,
those pesticides that are running inside. Now they're finding out through plastic bottles
yeah,
that there's nanoparticles in there that are we're consuming and ingesting. And
yeah,
they even found in fetus.
yeah.
If you're pregnant,
Wow.
you're fetus, yep.
Yeah,
That's why I always,
yes,
I talk about Kangen water now
yeah,
because Kangen is the
yeah,
highest level water you can
yeah,
intake.
yes,
And it's also due to the acidity
yes,
versus the alkaline.
correct,
And you want less acid and more alky.
correct.
Okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
that will balance you to be a better human being. Now, I will ask you, I'm gonna have to ask you your menu, what you eat. And I think you should probably do a book or something, but I would love to know what you eat because I want to follow suit. I want to
Yes,
be like you. You know
yes,
what I mean? Because I think
awesome.
that's beautiful.
Well, we can all actually incorporate ideas from each
Right.
other. And what I
Yep.
eat is not completely what I've known for myself. I've also picked up and learned from my other colleagues and
Yep.
what's been working for people, right? So one of the most natural things that we've been doing, I'm from India. I was born there, I was brought up there. I only moved to Canada in 2014. My spiritual journey, my path actually brought me here. I didn't know it then. I know it now. In hindsight, is how I came to know. But my heart will always belong to my beautiful roots. I'm always rooted there.
Mhm.
One of the things that we do in India a lot is drink lemon water in the morning when we wake up. A big glass of lemon water with some, you can put in some organic honey in it, or you could have it just as it. Again, it's really beautiful to clear the toxins from your liver,
Is
from
that
your
warm or
intestines.
cold?
I have it warm,
I
not
do
hot,
too.
just
Right.
slightly
That's
warm.
right. You're
Okay,
right. I
because
can see.
I've always liked warm liquids in the morning. So that really flushes all the toxins that your liver's been digesting. Um, and clearing. Okay. Then I came to know about medical medium and that he talks about celery juice. Okay. I don't follow him directly, but I've heard about him from some of my beautiful colleagues who've seen a 180-degree turn in their health by just following some of the beautiful detoxifiers that he talks about. And I think he's a beautiful angel that he's here on your earth, basically helping people to heal naturally. Celery juice has really helped me to detoxify and cleanse myself, my liver, and I have physically seen and felt the purging that has happened with it. Okay. Despite all the spiritual healing and energy healings that we do, you have to purge the, if I may say, we might have to edit the word out. We're not allowed to say it here, but, the shots that they give you when you're a kid, right?
Okay.
So you need to all of those toxins, all the foods that we've eaten, Also, in our day and age, parents weren't that aware of, things like aluminum cans and a lot of things. So we would have, they did their best to bring us up, I would say, So
Yeah.
um, detoxifying all of that really helps. Um, and then mostly my diet for at least 5 to 6 days is fruits and vegetables. Okay. For my grains, I prefer having rice when I have to. So on the weekend, I keep one day for myself where I cook for myself all my favorite meals, anything that I like. I like cooking my food myself, or my beautiful husband. He loves cooking. So we always like wearing our chef hats in the kitchen. It's either him or me, or we're cooking something together every single day. Our kids get home meals every single day. I think they're allowed to eat once a week from outside. We thoroughly cleanse that food as well, and then I do some healing post that as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
But even within that, I know that they make a healthy choice. They will go for falafels, or they'll go for something Mexican, which has rice and beans, just for the change of palate. But yeah, that's what it is. So mostly my diet is fruits, vegetables. I would do yogurts, like vegan yogurts. I do take seeds. I do take nuts. I think medical medium talks about not taking nuts, but I do take them. I like to peel my nuts because, some of the nuts, like almonds that you eat, you need to soak your almonds before you eat them, and you need to peel the almonds in the morning because there are some elements in the almonds that are carcinogenic. In the morning, when you wake up after soaking them for a couple of hours, you'll notice that the seed just easily peels off. All of that toxins that the seed has within it it's a part of the germination process of the almonds. It peels off, and then you're safe to basically consume it.
Right.
Basically, when you soak your dry fruits, when the nuts, you soak them and you eat them, they're much better and easily able to be absorbed
Gotcha.
within the body.
Also, I
And
like to
then,
throw in that
right,
they're stored at the warehouses, and they're there
correct,
for I don't know how many years, and
right,
they get mold.
right,
Same thing with
right,
the beans.
correct, correct.
So that's why you have to do that.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
And then if you're having your teas, okay, this is, people like to take their teas and coffees in the morning. If you're taking tea, like a regular black tea, you want to have that 1 cup. I would highly suggest, the way Indians take it, maybe there are other races that do it as well. You know, you can squeeze some ginger juice in it, just grate some ginger in it. You can put we have holy basil in India. That is very high on immunity, so you can put that in. So if someone has fever or any toxins in the body, this beautiful holy basil leaves, they detoxify that. They help with the throat, they help with fevers, they help with flus. Ginger is, as we know, it's great to get rid of inflammations. So, if you're having a tea in the morning, if you put some ginger in, it really helps to do that. It helps with digestion. So, incorporating a lot of these cardamoms. So, in Indian teas, we put a lot of cardamoms, both green as well as black cardamom seeds. Again, they help with digestion and they improve metabolism. So there's a lot of benefits in putting all of these herbs in it. Even if you want to have tea, then it becomes like a herbal tea. And yeah, that's what mostly my diet through the day is, plant-based. It's 100% plant-based, but it's mostly fruits and vegetables in various forms. So there'll be smoothies. And then during the winter month, I love doing soups. So I cannot be fully raw. It gets a little bit too much. So I love making my own soup. I don't buy vegetable broth from outside. I just make my own, and then lots of vegetables in there. I just look at my fridge and see whatever I have in the fridge. I just throw it into the soup with lots of tomatoes and carrots. I do take carrots and greens and kale and sometimes some chickpeas, sometimes some beans if the kids are having it too. Gives them protein, all of that basically. So what else? Yeah,
I just want to show
that's
you
mostly
something.
my diet. Yeah,
So this morning I was doing the Kangen water.
yeah.
Because you can do tap water, you can do Kangen water, and they have one where it'll take the pesticides out. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but tell me if you can see it. Hold on here. Okay, hold on.
Are they distilling the water?
No,
Okay.
I did strawberries this morning. I cleaned the strawberries out from Trader
Okay.
Joe's.
Yeah.
And just let's see right there. See the yellow?
Oh my goodness, what is that?
That's the pesticides that came out.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And what are you washing the strawberries with?
The Kangen water,
The Kangen water? Wow. Okay, I've got to learn
alkaline.
more about this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Damaris, I've got to learn more about this one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Strawberries
Wow.
right here.
Yeah.
Same. Your water is good water, but do you understand now what I'm talking about? These are the pesticides that left the strawberries. I added them to, so.
look brighter. And I heard that the strawberries will taste amazing after this. So I'm just letting you know that this is Kangen water, and this is where you take out the pesticides. But it's gross. Okay.
Okay, so
Wow.
basically,
Try it with regular.
I was gonna talk to you about it because, some people don't understand. The doctor who invented this, and this is for entertainment purposes only, because you have to say that. He also is a doctor who invented the colonoscopy
Mhm.
machine to pull out polyps from your colon.
Mhm.
And he invented this machine, this filter, so that we can have a better alkaline water in our system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'll let you
Wow.
know more about that.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. And there are so many beautiful beings here on earth, and they've been placed purposely in the system because they have to heal the system from inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see people, amazing people in school. I know a lot of people, we do talk about how the school is a system in itself
Uh-huh.
and not always the best for the children, as we've,
Great.
there's a lot of programming that happens there. But
Mm-hmm.
within the school systems, I've seen the most beautiful teachers. They're so angelic, and they're doing the best to make sure that children get the organic uh, knowledge and
Yep.
teachings that they need to get. The same way, within the medical community, there are doctors who are angels, and they're really going out
Yeah.
and about, giving it all that they have to
Uh-huh.
truly help people heal.
Yep.
Um, the system also has all of these beautiful, and it's really beautiful that some of these beautiful beings have come up with these um, discoveries. We're really grateful for this. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, pause.
beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what we're gonna okay, so let's talk about the angelic alchemy quantum reading of Reiki healing. Actually, the quantum Akashic record reading that we've
Akashic
done as
records.
well.
Yes.
We're
You've done
very
so
good.
many of them, right? Yes.
Uh, uh,
Okay, beautiful. So basically, the Akasha is a hall of records, which basically contains information about every soul that has been birthed in our universe. Anything, every soul. So can you imagine how many of us are here? Anything that that soul has gone through, their experiences, lifetimes, even something as small as any thought that they've thought, because it is a part of your consciousness. Everything is recorded in the Akashic Hall of Records. It is a time and space realm, you can say, where all of these records are sacredly being maintained by beautiful galactics, the archangels. There are dragons there. There are beautiful elemental beings that are protecting the Akashic Hall of Records. And different cultures have, ways of accessing this. Damaris, we're calling this Akashic Hall of Records now, but if you go back into ancient history now, when you're looking at, I'm sure the shamans had their own way of accessing this, and they called it something else. Within our culture in India, we also have like the leaves, the banana leaves, and there are these people, they can open those leaves for anyone, and they can tell you about your past lives and stuff, basically. So there has been various ways of accessing them, again using a lot of alchemy. So for all my sessions, I think I didn't mention that the reason why I'm called angelic alchemy is because that was one of the things that they shared with me when I was waking up, that and this is something, a gift that most of you hold in your souls. You just have to embrace them, activate them, recognize them. Is basically alchemizing anything. So anything which is in a state of being which is not useful, not shining to its highest potential, or is negative, inverted in any shape, way, or form, you're able to, with the help of your love that flows through you, you're able to change its consistency, its frequency, its consciousness into being pure organic source essence. Once again, that's what alchemy is in general, spiritually. So with the help of alchemy, which are basically symbols, there are different symbols that we have that we use, and the help of the angels, we use all of them to make sure that the Akashic Hall of Records that we are visiting are absolutely truthful and the truth of source. Again, your intentions and the purity of your soul and your channel basically makes a difference of, how the Akashic reading is going to be. And in there, we basically meet um, whoever the client is, their higher selves, their guides, whoever's stepping forth for them. However, my guides are always there because, to request them to be there, and source is always there. And then, you can basically ask questions about yourself, just like in a past life session. If you came, for the session, you had like 10 to 12, 13 questions for yourself. You can also bring those questions and you can ask during the session, questions related to why do I have this recurring dream? Or, what is my life purpose? What did I come here to do? So all of those are addressed there. Sometimes when we're talking through, your soul purpose, why you're here, um, a lot of people realize why they've been through a certain journey, and it clicks like a puzzle, and they realize, oh, that's why I went through that challenge. I get it now. I should be so mad at my guides that they let me through. Where were they when they weren't there to help me when I was going through that disastrous time? But they were just prepping me to be the warrior that I am.
Mhm.
Yes, because you are the lioness. You are a, like warrior. You are a warrior goddess. And then you can, one can literally see through them. You can see them in the physical, and then through the physical, like the client, like you can see them merge into their higher self, and you can see their arms come out or their wings come out, or all of that is something that you can tap into through the Akashic Call of Records. Also which spirit animals are around you, because they shift and change as per your life and who you need for guidance. And galactically,
Mhm.
who are your spirit guides, who's there for you.
Right.
And a lot of times people are surprised, and then sometimes, this is just an example that I'm giving, and then suddenly I'll hear from them 3 days later saying, oh my god, I forgot to say, you said Ganesha stepped forward, for my reading, and I was blank at that time. But now I remember I saw him in my dreams a couple of times. And now I remember I've been wanting to get paintings of elephants. So they are always trying to give us messages. They give us messages in such beautiful ways. When I was waking up, that was the most beautiful phase of my life, because I would watch out for every feather that was falling on my path. I would pick it up, see what color it is. I'd be like, who threw this for me? Because, let's just face it, these are things that get you by in your life. We cannot lose ourselves in negativity. We have to find the positivity. We have to find hope and faith. And our hope and faith can literally shift and change our timelines. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what we do in the Akashic Call of Records. Sometimes there are past lives that you need to heal. Okay. So you could have a question related to health. Why is someone having like stomach issue? And then they'll, from the Akashic Hall of Records, they'll say, oh, there was a life in Egypt. There was a life in Atlantis. She was a high priestess, or she was, a mermaid, and she got stuck, or something happened in her stomach. And then we tell them, and then we say, are you ready to heal it? Let's heal that version of you, because this is a quantum realm. We're all connected.
Uh-huh.
Damaris here is connected to all versions of Damaris in the universe. Me here, I'm connected to all versions of me. So as you come in and you're like, I'm ready to heal that version of me, poor thing, she's still stuck there. I'm still feeling her. And then as you're going through this session, you can literally set that intention, say, guides, can you go ahead and heal her right now? Right then and there, that version of you will be healed.
Mhm.
And you will feel that activation within you, because you will get activated and feel that healing yourself, because all versions of us affect us, in a way they do. Some of them come forward more strongly if they're asking for help, and some of them are just in the background somewhere, and you're like, what's this annoying feeling that I have about myself? Constantly doubting myself. Maybe there's another version of you. You've healed yourself, you've stepped in your power. Maybe there's another version of you still stuck somewhere, and you need to find that. And you can do this yourself too. Okay, so don't ever feel that you have to be dependent on an Akashic reader to do your Akashic readings for you. Once you go within and you do your meditations, you connect with yourself, you clear yourself, connect with your guides and your higher self, they will start showing you your lifetimes. Okay. All my beautiful organic Akashic readings that have happened in dream time and in meditations. And they happen in bits and pieces. You're in meditation, they will give you a snapshot of a lifetime, and you'll be like, whoa, what was that? Okay. They may not answer all your questions right then and there. Just be patient, write it down somewhere. Then
Mhm.
they'll give you another dream, which will be a following part of that. And you'll be like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. This is like, even stuff like you've walked with Jesus,
Right.
with Mother Mary.
Mhm.
Don't think small.
Mhm.
Remember, none of us are small here.
That's right.
We are such huge beings, such huge souls. We've come from the stars. We've come from beautiful galaxies. We have light bodies there.
Mhm.
We have our beautiful scepters, our tridents, our swords. and we have fiery hair, and we have this beautiful energy that can glide us anywhere in the universe. And in this physical vessel, we still are that person, but sometimes we limit ourselves and we think this is us. We've shrunk ourselves to believe that we are this tiny little being, 5 feet something or 6 feet something in this vessel. So we have to start thinking beyond that. Think
Yes,
about what your soul is, not what your vessel is.
right.
And you'll be able to tap into the beauty that you are. So that's what we do in an Akashic reading. It does help people change their timelines to the positive. I've had a lot of clients come back and say, you had said this, because that's what the guide said. I didn't just say it, I was asked to say it. And it shifted people's timelines, and it actually happened for them. Positive timelines happened. People have met their twin flames after waiting for 2 years. I was like, this is a beautiful client.
I
And
got
she
one
was
more year left.
Oh, maybe you can manifest it to be faster. You never know, right? Maybe there's something that you just need to work on and it could be faster. Or your twin works on something, it could be faster, right? I had this beautiful client, she's always running into, yes, she was running into her twin flames, but they were always hurt and unhealed twin flames. So they would come in and they would just want to be by her energy and take all her energy, but they wouldn't want to do the work. So it was too much for her. Eventually, she'd have to let them go.
Yeah.
And and the guides told her, be patient, don't look for your twin flame. Be patient. Just work on yourself.
Yep.
And just be you.
Right, because you can unclog something
Correct.
and that will bring you closer together. And that's what I tell
Exactly. Exactly.
exactly. And I know I still need more work before that guy comes in. I can't wait.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
every guy that comes into my life right now,
Yeah.
I see it as a stepping stone
Yeah.
to get closer. Like for instance, right now for me, um, I'm dealing with this really beautiful soul of a man, but he still has to be healed. And
Yeah.
trust me, it takes a lifetime or 20 years or whatever for
Yeah.
you to, break the heartache or
Yeah.
heal that. And I just healed one of my friends. She, as soon as I was done with the Reiki healing, she felt lighter. She was like,
Yes.
"That's amazing." And I was
Yes.
like, "I know, girl, you don't even know, okay?" But this guy, I feel like for me, he's a stepping stone to the next true love.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
right now I can't really love him that way because I don't have time. I'm too busy with this TV show. I'm too busy with my massage. And sometimes we end up talking at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, listen, I'm tired. I gotta go. Bye. You know what I mean? You can tell lies, you don't have to hide.